So, the two general areas of the heart, right? You have the point at the bottom, what do we call the point at the bottom? The apex, right? So it's actually kind of the reverse of what you think, right? You think the top is the apex, the bottom would be the other side, but in this case it's the pointy part, we call it apex. Now what about the top part here where all the vessels come out? This is the base, right? Now, on this heart, there may be a couple little pieces. Here's a piece right here. This is part of the pericardial sac, okay? So it's really hard to keep it intact when you take this whole thing out of the chest. So what this pericardial sac would normally do would be it would surround the entire heart. And it'd be like a real leathery, you can see this is real tough stuff here. It's this big leathery covering. And within that pericardial sac, you have pericardial fluid, which helps buffer the heart. You don't want this, because I mean your heart's moving around a lot, and it would want to rub on the inside of your rib cage. But having that pericardial sac helps prevent that friction, and it also gives a nice cushion. So, if you have any sort of trauma, it can kind of help protect. Now, how do we know front from back here? I like to know front because of this big vessel right here. This is the pulmonary trunk. And then you also have this big groove across here. And does anybody remember what this is called? I just said part of it. Yeah. Interventricular groove, okay? And it's actually, if you look on the inside, it's a little hard to see, but it actually, this cleft represents, this cleft represents the separation of the atrial and ventricles. Okay? So you're going to have that in the front. You also have this pulmonary trunk, where when we show you on the back, you definitely can't see the pulmonary trunk. Okay? And the groove is actually, it sort of wraps around, but you can see here it's a lot more clear. Okay? But pulmonary trunk always stands out to me. It's on the front. Now, when I split this baby open, now how do you know left from right? What do we have on this side compared to this? Yeah, you have the thicker muscle wall on the left side as compared to the right. Now, we already talked about the pericardial sac, but what is it that makes the outside of the heart smooth and shiny with this? Well, on the heart, we have a special name for it. This is epicardium. Okay. Now, what's making up the heart muscle walls itself, this stuff is myocardium. Okay. And then lining the inside of the chambers, making them smooth and shiny, is the endocardium, right? So epi, endo, and then myo, because myo usually is a prefix for muscle, right? So it's the heart muscle. Or if you remember myo middle, then that would be helpful too. So thick muscle wall on the left side, thin muscle on the right. So you can see up here, it's kind of this round chamber of the heart. And which would this be? This would be the what? The left atrium, right? The atria are going to be smaller. They're higher up on the heart. They're usually a little bit kind of more toward the outside. Not necessarily. I mean, I guess it depends on how you cut it. Right? Okay. And then this guy right here, bigger, longer one, this would be the what? Yeah, the left ventricle. And between the two, you can see this right here. And this is the bicuspid valve. And the cuspid valves, we have two cuspid valves, have these kind of flaps like this right here. And they also have these stringy things here. So if anybody said, oh, it tugs at my heartstrings, you really do have strings in your heart. It's these guys right here. But what do we call them? We don't call them heartstrings.
Chordae tendineae?
Yeah, the chordae tendineae, okay? So that's our scientific fancy name for it. And you can see right here, this bulge coming out of the side wall of the heart right here. I got it nicely in cross-section, it's cool to see. This is a papillary muscle, all right? And you can see, and it's really awesome, you can see it, that this chordae tendineae, you can see where it's anchored into that papillary muscle, right? So that's really, I got it just right there. It's awesome. Now, at the top of the left ventricle right here, you can see there's a valve here and here. And it does not have the chordae tendineae. This is the aortic semilunar valve. And so that stands to reason, beyond this aortic semilunar valve, if I stick my separating the left and right side right here, what is this big thing right here? Yeah, interventricular septum, right? Separates left and right. And it's also made in myocardium, right? Heart muscle, cardiac muscle. Now on this side, we have the right side of the heart. And it's always a little tough to see just because depending on how you cut the heart, it's just kind of at a weird angle. But this area up above the valve right here would be the right atrium. And then this space below the valve would be the right ventricle, right? Now this valve that we have right here, you can see it also has the chordae tendineae. But this one's a bicuspid valve, which is this one, the tricuspid valve, right? So people kind of mix them up in their head sometimes. But the way I remember it, left comes first in ABC order compared to right. Bicuspid comes first in ABC order compared to tricuspid. So you can kind of group it like that. Left comes first in ABC order, tricuspid comes first in ABC order, so they're on the same side. Right comes second in ABC order, tricuspid comes second in ABC order compared to bicuspid, so those two are on the same side. Alright, so then we have coming up from the right ventricle, the pulmonary trunk right here. But between the left ventricle, the right ventricle, and the pulmonary trunk on the inside here, let me see if I can get it so you can really see it. Sadly, the light really isn't bright enough on this thing. There we go. I'll show you this. We have a valve in here. Okay. And if I go back this way, it goes into the right ventricle. This right here is the pulmonary semilunar valve. Okay. Once again, this one doesn't have any cords. So your semilunar valves are cordless, or your cusp valves are going to have a chordae tendineae. Okay. So that's my pulmonary semilunar valve. Now, as far as the vessels we have to know on the outside, like I pointed out here, this is a pulmonary trunk. And where does the pulmonary trunk, where is it going to pump its blood to? The lungs. Yeah, it's eventually going to go to the lungs, right? And then coming straight out of the top, this guy right here is the aorta. Where is it going to pump its blood to? The body. Yeah, the rest of the body, right? This guy, don't mind it. This is the brachiocephalic. You don't have to know it on the heart, but you'll have to know it on the cats, all right? Now, on the back of the heart, this is why I have my old heart out here, because it doesn't show this well. In fact, I don't think it has it at all on this heart. We tried to look for it and had no luck. I'll bring out my old chunky heart that's like 4 or 5 years old, and I'll show you this. Alright, now I flip this guy over, and what I'm looking for here are the superior and inferior vena cava. And this isn't exactly the heart I wanted, but we'll see if I can make it work anyway. Yeah, there we go. And actually, I put my fingers through here, and they're actually touching. So the superior and inferior vena cava are on the back side of the heart, right? The superior vena cava is this higher one right here. The inferior vena cava is the lower one right here. And where is the superior vena cava? What is it? What's blood is it bringing in? Superior is bringing in from anything above the heart. Okay, so basically blood has become deoxygenated and is returning to the heart to be pumped to the lungs. It's coming in through the superior vena cava if it's from above. If it's coming in from below the heart, it's coming in through the inferior vena cava. And it's hard to see, but you can see right here where my finger is sort of pulsing. Right there. That's where you find the coronary sinus. Okay. So I mean, you got to send blood above the heart, you got to send it below the heart. But what about you have these vessels that run through the heart itself, right? Because the heart needs blood too, correct? It's making oxygen and needs oxygen and making carbon dioxide. So it needs a circulatory system. So you have the coronary sinus, which is the drainage system for the heart muscle itself. Okay. So inferior vena cava, superior vena cava. So superior, inferior, and then coronary sinus right here. So, like I said, I can't really show them on this heart. They're just sort of a mess. But I could show you off sort of like my superior and inferior vena cava would be right here. But sort of off to the side, on the left side of the heart, there are several of these guys. And where they emptied into, let me put my finger in here, flip this over, they empty into the left atrium. Okay? These are the pulmonary veins. Okay? So basically blood has gone to the lungs, become oxygenated, has to return to the left side of the heart to be pumped to the body. They come into the left atrium through these pulmonary veins. So one of the things I usually like to ask on the test is like, what are some differences between arteries and veins? And people like to say arteries carry oxygenated blood and veins carry deoxygenated blood. Not always, right? Because these pulmonary veins, they're coming from the lungs to the heart, but the blood in them is oxygenated. So these guys would be the exception to the rule. So, veins, the real rule is veins always go toward the heart. Arteries are always going away from the heart. Okay? So veins usually carry deoxygenated blood, but not always. And I mean, if you put that, like, oh, veins carry deoxygenated blood, except for like pulmonary veins, then I'd be like, okay, that's right. But, if you just say, oh, veins carry deoxygenated blood, not always. Okay? So let's go ahead and just trace really quickly through the pathway of blood being pumped through the heart. Okay? And since it's a cycle, you can really start anywhere, but just to make it easy, start over here in the left atrium, right? So the blood passes from the left atrium, past the bicuspid valve, right, into the left ventricle. Okay? So left atrium, bicuspid valve. Left atrium, bicuspid valve, left ventricle, right? Past the aortic semilinear valve, and then out through the aorta, right? From the aorta, it pumps to the body, which is where it drops off oxygen, picks up CO2. Then it's going to pump back to the body back from the body to the heart through either the inferior vena cava, right, or the superior vena cava, or if it went to the heart muscle, the coronary sinus. So above the heart, superior vena cava, below the heart, inferior vena cava, from the heart muscle itself through the coronary sinus. And then where do these empty again? These vena cavas, they empty into what? The right atrium, right up here. Okay. You're going to pass through the tricuspid valve, right here, into the right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps it up, past that pulmonary semilinear valve in there. Pulmonary semilinear valve into the pulmonary trunk. From the pulmonary trunk, it goes to where? The lungs, right? And then when it's returning back to the heart, it's going to pump through what? Pulmonary veins, right? For the pulmonary veins, go back into the left atrium. Right? So not too bad. I think they have the layout either on your handout for next week, maybe on your handout for next week. If not, I'll write it out on the board for you guys. Alright, so make sure you do the Physio EX.